Good stuff for you today. You don't have your beverage. Go get your warm beverage, your coffee, your tea. Maybe you're watching this later in the day or the evening, and maybe beer or wine is your choice. But whatever, go get yourself something to have nearby, because we're going to be talking about the health benefits of singing. One of them being how to take care of your voice. I'm going to give you a minute on that while I pull up my notes. All right. One of my favorite exercises, swooping. Let me go turn our audio off. Got a nice little chill mix going right there. What do they call that? Feeding the ducks was the name of that. All right, putting that on pause. Hey, very good, friends. Welcome. So I'm not sure how this week is working out. It's a holiday week. People are traveling. Last week I was sharing about common stressors and the holidays and travel and getting out of our routine. I hope that you found that helpful. Today's topic, how singing improves mental health and wellness. And I've shared stories in the past, and I do have a newsletter going out this week with an article there, and I'm going to be sharing statistics with some other stories and resources here. But basically, if you suffer from any of these things, chronic stress, upper respiratory illnesses of any kind, problems sleeping, snoring, difficult breathing, migraines, loneliness, memory loss, depression, anxiety, speaking issues such as stuttering, or I think I'm saying this right, aphasia. I'm not sure if that's correct, but that is basically post-stroke symptoms that affect your speech. Other things, infertility, mhm, real time, real people that help with all of these issues and so much. So my question is, do you think actually helps every single I've had a number of people coming in recently thinking that they're too old and, I mean, you're talking, 50s, 60s, maybe 70s, close to 70. You're not too old. This is something that you can it's just a new skill. If you're starting fresh, you might feel like, kind of rubbing the belly and chewing gum and patting your head all at the same time, but, uh it's a new skill like anything else, riding a bike, learning to swim, learning a new language. It's just a new muscle group that we're working with. So if you're having that conversation with yourself, "Oh, I'm too old for this," I'm telling you that you're not, and come and at least check out a session before you make that decision that you think that you might be. So I wanna come back and share some real stories. All of those health challenges and, issues around memory and voice and your immune system. Real clients. The first one is the upper respiratory issues. At this point, hundreds. I've worked with hundreds of people, all ages, dealing with upper respiratory issues, asthma. My story is I was born very sick. I think I had my first asthma attack. I was hospitalized maybe at 6 months old. So it was very early on, I was also given a lot of medication. So my story, what would happen right around this time of year, actually, every year, for probably the first 12 years of my life, I would not just get a cold. I would get a cold that would move into bronchitis up in my chest, up in my throat, that would eventually turn into pneumonia, landing me in the hospital in an oxygen tank for a few Christmases, which is also right around my birthday. So I have very vivid memories of being very sick, being on inhalers. Thank goodness technology has changed so much, and we've come a long way. But many emergency room visits where I was being shot with steroids to open my airway on a ventilator. Very, very real. Now, I am so happy to say that I think along the way, I may have grown out of a lot of that asthma, but I still carry an inhaler I haven't used in years. It's probably expired. Uh, I have definitely grown out of, but not had an issue with asthma of any kind in years. And I truly believe a big part of that is because of the work that I do with voice. I do believe that I have healed myself from upper respiratory issues. I've worked with a lot of clients that have come in with upper respiratory issues. There are some things that they're not new, but they're relatively new to me in my practice. Uh, a thing called VCD, vocal cord dysfunction. I have received a number of clients that have been referred either from ear, nose, throat doctors and specialists or speech therapists. And what that is it mimics asthma. And it's where you go to take an inhale and the airway closes on the inhale. Very, very scary. The clients I've worked with that have that VCD, all we've done is work with how they breathe. We've connected mental brain to the physical body and basically downloaded a new program in their body. This is something that they're starting to see a lot with athletes, young athletes, high school, college age, a lot of kids coming in. I'm not sure what triggers it or why it happens. I believe that it could be stress related. So more to come on that, more studies hopefully for us to learn more about how that happens. But the remedy for any of that, a wonderful, fun way without medication, without having to go see a doctor, singing. Here are a couple of others. Migraines. Do you suffer with migraines? I have had, again, a number of clients that do suffer with migraines that have showed up for their sessions, which surprisingly, I've not ever experienced a migraine that I'm aware of. I understand that they are debilitating, that they can really they can lay you flat on your back. Very painful, affects your eyesight, super sensitive to light. My case studies to date, I've had so many people come through that I actually created a product specially for migraine. So again, using breath, using very specific sound, very specific tones, notes in the body, guided visualization and meditation. One of the most powerful, the way the migraine product was created and developed was with a woman earlier this year. She wasn't the first to come in with a migraine, but or on the verge of. And basically, when she entered the room on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being horrible, not feeling well at all, really, again, I was surprised that she showed up. I myself would have gone home and gone to bed. But she showed up. We worked through it, uh, connecting the mental brain to her physical body, dialing it all down using sound, tone, her breath, visualization. We took her discomfort level at a level of 7, 8, 9. By the time that she was leaving the studio, 30 minutes later, she was down to about a 2 or 3. So, and that's not the first time. That's happened a number of times with a number of clients, but it was so powerful that I actually finally created a product for people who suffer with migraines. If that is you, reach out, let me know. Let me get that product over to you. Speaking challenge, as I mentioned, stuttering, post-stroke, aphasia, I believe is how you pronounce it. I've had vocal cord injuries, people with vocal cord injuries that have come in. One was actually a brain cancer survivor, a young man who, when he went in for his procedure, it was the anesthesia, something got in there and rubbed up against or damaged one of the vocal cords. I had another client who's actually on my website as a testimony, Alexandria, uh, removal of the Adam's apple, story on that. You'll catch the testimonial on the website. But again, same thing. There was something had happened to the vocal cords themselves during the procedure. The testimony to that is that anybody who's come to me with any type of trauma or an injury to the vocal cords themselves, we've been able to restore and heal that. Oh, there's so many case studies. I mean, I could write a book just on the hundreds, thousands of clients that I have worked with at this point that have come more for specific physical issues for voice coaching or voice lessons. In this case, we were able to restore full speech. We were able to restore vocal range in either direction. In the case of Alexandria, the range changed a little bit because of the Adam's apple removal, and more on that. You can go read on that. So, you know, one of the things I mentioned in the notes I was sharing earlier, the statistics when it comes to different parts of the brain. So I've had a number of clients come that have great difficulty in speaking without stuttering, but we could sing through entire pieces of music without a single stutter. So again, different parts of the brain. It's just a matter of programming and it's like downloading, a new app into your phone or on your computer. That's all we're doing when we work together is we're downloading new information, a new way to use your body, a new way to breathe, a new way to use your voice that is very effective. And hopefully you're having a terrific time while you're doing it. The last one that I will share that again surprised me. I am one of my own testimonies, but I am one of a handful. Can you believe that singing actually contributes to fertility? So in my case, I had had one child. I had had a miscarriage years ago, 2 decades. I had difficulty conceiving. We did not go out and play with fertility drugs or any of that. I just accepted, okay, I have one beautiful, healthy, very talented little boy. Thank you. I was very grateful. Well, lo and behold, when I started this practice, not only did I conceive and have another healthy child, but 17 months later, did it again. So I have actually 2 children that in my own case, one of the things that we're doing again with breath work, we're doing body work. We are stimulating, we are moving energy, ladies, in that whole second energy center of the body, that whole area where your reproductive, your uterus and all those reproductive muscles, all of that business. If there's anything blocked there or stagnant energy, when we are singing, when we're vocalizing, when we're doing breath work, we're moving all that energy around. I can also say that I've had at least 2 clients that I'm aware of who, during our time together, actually conceived children as well. So I guess that would be a little caveat, is that if you want to take up singing lessons and you are not in a position to conceive a child, I'm just saying. But if you are, and you have explored other avenues, what's it worth, right? I mean, come hang out for a little bit. I can't make a guarantee on that, but I can say that myself and a couple of other clients included, that I do believe, and if I were to go back for my PhD, that is what I would prove next, is that singing does in fact contribute to infertility. So I think with that, that's a lot of stuff. Ton of stuff on the website under resources. You can go find more articles. Vocal coaching by Sloane. I forgot to mention, we were talking about giving experiences and consumables as gifts instead of stuff. Singing lessons, vocal coaching, wonderful experience to gift to someone, from an initial session to an intro package. All that information up on the website. And then, of course, if you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss any of the future upcoming, lots more stuff coming. But for now, in the meantime, I would say here's to your health and all of those near and dear to you. Keep calm, sing a song, stay healthy. Bless everybody.